Our first one, let's do 6 plus 2 squared minus 24. So you can get started on that. So order of operations on this: 6 plus 2 squared minus 24. Skylar computer, Charlie computer. Thank you. Number 2, order from least to greatest. Let's do 6, 0, -10, -4, -3. Number 3, 8.76 times 4.3. I'm just making these up as we go. And number 4, let's see, what should we do? Okay. And then number 4, find the distance between ordered pairs, which is what we did last week. So, can everybody see all that? Go ahead and take about 5-7 minutes. A little bit of time. I'm going to check on attendance. See if she's tried a couple of these. Thank you. About 4 more minutes. About 2 more minutes. So 1 more minute, and then we will go ahead and go over these. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and review. If you're not done, that's all right. Let's go ahead and just focus up here. Let me see, we're all good. All right, let's start with number 1 here. We're doing order of operations, which, if we remember, is PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S. So we need to start with the P. What does P stand for? The parentheses, which are these things. So we need to do what's inside the parentheses first. What is 6 plus 2? 8. Squared minus 24. So we've done the parentheses. What's next? The exponents. This is 8 to the 2nd power. How do you do 8 to the 2nd power? 8 times 8. You take 8 and multiply it together twice. What is 8 times 8, Charlie? Why don't you tell me what 8 times 8 is? Okay, go back to Charlie, what is it? 8 times 8? 64. 64 minus 24. What is 64 minus 24? Our last step. Huh? 44. Not 44, 40. Yeah. So our answer here is 40. Yeah, how'd you guys do on that one? Good. Next week, you are going to have a small little test on order of operations. So keep that in mind. Next week, not this Friday, but next Friday. Anyway, number 2 here. This is similar to something you're going to do this Friday, ordering numbers from least to greatest. One of the best ways to do it is to put them on a number line, right? Put 0 in the middle. So I've got 0. Where would 6 go? To the right, over here, on 6. What about negative 10? That's to the left. What about negative 4? Is it farther left than negative 10? No. No? It's in between 0 and negative 10? Yeah. Okay. What about negative 3? Good, it's right before the negative 4. So if we were to put these in order from least to greatest, it would be negative 10, negative 4, negative 3, 0, 6. How'd you guys do on that one? Pretty good? Good. Okay. Number 3, we are multiplying 8 and 76/100ths times 4 and 3/10. When I multiply decimals, do I need to line them up? No. Nope. Just put them right on top of each other.
Wait, if you added a 0 to a 4.3, would it mess it up?
No, you just would have extra zeros at the end, probably. But check to see when you do it, okay? So we're multiplying here. I'm just going to get rid of that part.
So it might do the problem when you have a 0 at the end of it?
I think it would just add a 0. But I don't remember exactly, so did you do that?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Because you can always check it and see. So now we just need to do our multiplication. Ignore our decimals for now. What is 3 times 6? Not 24. 18. Carry your 1. What is 3 times 7? 21 plus 1? 22. Carry your 2. What is 3 times 8?
24.
24 plus 2? 26. Good. Now we need to multiply by our 4, but before we do that, what do we have to put here?
Add 0.
Our placeholder is 0. Good. Now what is 4 times 6?
24.
24. Carry your 2. 4 times 7?
28.
28 plus 2 is
30.
30. Carry the 3. And what's 4 times 8?
32.
32 plus 5, or plus 3?
35.
35. And then we add, get 8, 6, 6, 7, 3. So I got 37,668.
No, I did my math all wrong.
No? What's wrong with what the answer I just did? Good. So to do the decimal, we have 1, 2.
I got a different answer than that. I got 36.468. I got 36.792.
Okay, I'll check it on my calculator in a second. But when we move our decimal, there's 1, 2, 3 numbers behind our decimal, so we need to move it 1.
I just did the calculator and that's the correct answer.
This is the correct answer? Okay. So if you got a different one, okay. If you got a different answer, maybe check the multiplication that you did, or the addition maybe, but it should be 37 and 668,000. Okay? And number 4 there is what we did last week, where we found the distance between two ordered pairs. When you are looking at your ordered pairs, -3, 4, and -3, -6, what do I look for here? Yeah, the ones that are the same, right? So the ones that are the same are the -3s. What do I do with these? Cross them out. We don't need to use them because we need to use the ones that are different. So when we do that, we need to do the absolute value of the first one plus the absolute value of our second one. So what's the absolute value of +4?
4.
+4 plus what's the absolute value of -6? 6. What is 4 plus 6?
10.
10. How many units apart are these two ordered pairs? 10 units.
Just done.
Yep.
I'm not one test again. I got half of it wrong.
I know, I went back and checked it and gave you points if you put units. Yes. So yeah, that's what we did last week. We're gonna kind of continue using this week. So that's why we reviewed it right now. So we're done with that. Hopefully on Google Classroom by now, we should have a little bit of notes posted. So let's go ahead and scroll over to Google Classroom. I'm gonna present my screen.
You haven't posted yet. Oh, yeah, it has.
I set it to post 4 minutes ago, so hopefully it has. Okay, so
Missing, like, isn't it missing Vertex?
yes. So under math, our new assignment is missing Vertex notes. I honestly don't remember if we are typing on it or not. We might be.
Yeah, there might be some connections.
I think there's a place for us to answer a couple questions.
That's a lot of fun.
I think a lot of it is just talking though. I don't know. We'll go through it and we'll see. I'm going to give you, sorry, I got the hiccups, a minute to go ahead and get that pulled up on your screen, please. Yeah, so go ahead and get that pulled up on your screen. Some of them I might ask you to type on. I don't think I will though. I am aware that there's a lot of slides. Will you okay? Yep, again, this is probably nothing compared to junior high and high school, so gotta get you prepared for that stuff.
Do I have to?
Okay. All right. It looks like most of you guys have already actually got it pulled up. Went to go check Go Guardian. It looks good. So today might be a lot of me talking through it, and then tomorrow and after that is more practice. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of just a continuation of last week, being able to find the distance between things. We're going to throw in a couple of shapes. So like what shapes do the ordered pairs make? Things like that. So I'm going to present the Google Slides. You can follow along on your screen or mine. Either one works. But if I do ask you to type something out, please make sure you go do that. So, coordinate geometry means that you're going to be able to plot coordinate points, which we already know how to do, right? Over first and then the up or down. And then find the distance between points on that coordinate plane or between vertices. If we're talking about a vertice, let me erase, hang on. So if we're talking about a square or a rectangle, that looks more like a rectangle. Where is the vertex on here? Where's a vertex? What is a vertex on a square or a rectangle?
The corner.
The corners. Okay, so a vertex is the corners. And those of you that are online, if you're looking at me on the screen, you'll see what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is basically put this on a coordinate plane and be able to figure out where these ordered pairs are on your coordinate plane. That's kind of what we're going to do. Okay? It looks a lot harder than it is, I promise. So let's go ahead and go through this. We have some essential questions that we're not going to go over. Day one, we're going to skip. Oh my goodness. Well, do we need to review this at all? Quadrant 1, quadrant 2?
No, I already know that.
All right, so real quick then, if we're up here, if we're looking at this, what is my vertical axis called? X or Y?
Quadrant 2.
No, X or Y.
Oh wait, vertical is Y.
Your vertical axis is your Y axis. Good. What's your horizontal one? The X axis. Good. What quadrant is this top one? Quadrant 1. Where's quadrant 2? To the left. Good. Where's quadrant 3? Down. And where's quadrant 4? On the right. And last question, where's the origin?
In the middle, 0, 0.
Good. This is your origin, which is also known as 0, 0. Good. Okay. Good review. Awesome. We're going to skip through this stuff. Okay. There's so many words on here. It says, we can graph points on a coordinate plane and connect those dots using lines, which is kind of like what I showed you behind me, right? We can plot points, draw a line between them. These graphs can help us determine relationships to one another, the lengths of something, the area. Because if we wanted to, we could find the area of this shape. We will later, too. Not today, but in a couple weeks. So you're going to get problems like this, where it says, a team of archaeologists is studying the ruins of Lignite, a small mining town from the 1800s. They plot points on a coordinate plane to show exactly where each artifact is found. So we can kind of relate this to our social studies stuff. If we go to Egypt and we find an ancient tomb of some pharaoh, we would plot the point of exactly where we found different things. Let's say we found a pot at one spot and then a piece of a plate at a different spot. Wherever we found something that looked ancient, we could plot a point and see where that is. So this archaeologist team found a medicine bottle, which is this top one right here, a doorknob, which is that bottom left one, and a pottery jug. Right? And then it says that each unit on the grid is equal to 5 meters. So we have lots of information here, but we could find out how far apart these things are. So on our next slide, it says, using the graph, how far apart are the doorknob and the medicine bottle? Okay, I think it actually does it for us. But we could figure it out. Let's look at the ordered pair and do it. I'm going to do it behind me, so if you're online, go ahead and look at my screen where I write things. We have the doorknob. I'm just going to call it door. At the points, -3, -1. And we have the bottle at the points 2, -1. How could I find the distance between these two objects? What could I do? We could graph them. Do we have to graph them? No, how could I do it without graphing? Good. Good. Look at our ordered pairs. The y's are the same, so we can cross them out. And then do the absolute values of the x's. What's the absolute value of -3? 3. Plus, what's the absolute value of 2? 2. What's 3 plus 2? 5. So these things are 5 units apart on our graph if we were to graph them. But we also know that on our graph, each little marker is 5 meters. So if we were to draw this, right, our doorknob is at -3, -1, and our bottle is here. So it's this distance across. Each jump that we take, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 5 meters. How can I figure out the true length of how far apart they are?
1.5 times 5.
Good. You would take the distance 5 times each meter. So 5 meters. So how many meters apart are they? 25 meters. So if we were in Egypt or wherever they found this medicine bottle thing, if we were to start in one spot where the doorknob is and walk to where the bottle is, we would walk 25 meters to find it. Does that make a little bit of sense? Slightly? Okay, cool. I think it's gonna now go through all of the things I told you. Yep, and then don't forget, it's equal to 5 meters. And then we did the math already. Okay? All right. This says partner practice, but I want you guys to just kind of try it on your own. This first one says, well, it's the same graph, and it says that you're going to find how far apart the pottery jug and the medicine bottle are. So the pottery jug is at the point 2, 4, and the medicine bottle is at 2, -1. So figure out how far apart they are, but then don't forget that each unit you move is 5 meters. So go ahead and take a couple minutes, see if you can figure out how far apart those are. The meters. Find the meters.
So instead you're just using meters this time?
Well, you find the distance and you have to multiply by the amount of meters that each unit is. Yep. You might have.
So you times it by a meter?
Well, not just 1 meter.
I don't, but
Well, each one is 5 meters apart. So if you're looking at the graph up there, right? And you start at the pottery jug, each jump that you take to get to the next line is 5 meters. Not 3 though. They're farther apart than 3 units. You don't need to multiply by how much a meter is. You just need to take the amount of jumps that you took to get to those things in between and multiply it by 5 meters. But we don't need to know the feet. We just need to know meters. Okay. Tyler, sit up, please. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Yeah. 3 feet is a yard. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like 2.5-ish.
Huh?
I think it's around 2.5. Yeah. In feet. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at this. So first we need to find the distance, just how many units apart they are. How am I going to do this with these?
You have to change the 1 to -1 to 1.
Good. So you got to do your absolute value stuff, right? So the tiers go away. You have the absolute value of 4 plus the absolute value of -1. What's the absolute value of 4?
4.
4 plus what's the absolute value of -1?
1. 2, 5, 0.
Good. And then 4 plus 1 is
5
5.
times 5.
Good, exactly. So we can check that this is 5 units by starting at the bottom and just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it'll tell you different things. Just for this problem, they're saying that each jump that you take is 5 meters. So if we jumped 5 times, what am I going to multiply this by?
5 times 5 equals 25.
Good. 5 jumps times 5 meters is 25 meters. But we don't need to multiply times 3. Let's not throw in that extra step that's not needed. I know, but it's also confusing to some people if we throw in the extra math. So, there's a couple of, oh my gosh, why is there so much writing on this? Not me. So, basically all of that writing is what we just did right here with a lot less writing. Okay? So we'll go ahead and skip over that. This one says, show on the whiteboards the distance between these 2 points. So I do want you guys to try this one again on your own. Yes, I want you to show your work, but let's read through the whole thing first. It says, what is the distance between these points? So you'll calculate the distance, but then you need to realize that the coordinates on the grid are only a half of a mile. So instead of each jump being 5 meters, this time it's half of a mile. So you got to keep that in mind this time, okay? So try that one, and then we'll discuss it as well. Okay, so find the distance, multiply it by half a mile. Skylar, head up, please. What? Yeah, show your work, please. Nope, you don't, because it's already in miles for you, so just leave it in miles. So find the distance between C and D, and then multiply it by half of a mile to figure out how many miles it is between point C and point D. So this one is kind of like if you were driving somewhere and you wanted to go so many blocks, and each block was a half of a mile, you're figuring out how far you need to walk or something. Alright, so be trying this one. Like 8 over 1 times 1/2. Oh, wow. Alrighty, think you guys got it? Alright, so first we need to find the distance between these 2 points, just how far apart they are on the coordinate plane. So again, you have your x and your y's. Which ones are the same, the x's or the y's? The y's. So we don't use the ones that are the same, and we use the ones that are different. Absolute value of -3 plus the absolute value of 2. Absolute value of -3 is 3 plus what's the absolute value of 2? 2. So we have that these things are 5 units apart on our coordinate plane, but each one is a half of a mile. So So what do I need to do with this 5? Yeah, so both of you are right. We could multiply it by 1/2 or divide by 2. Either one works. So if it's a 1/2 mile, we're going to take 5, multiply it by 1/2. But we can't just multiply straight across. What do I have to do to the 5? Make it a fraction. How do I do that? Putting a 1 underneath it. Good. So now we can do 5 times 1, which is 5. And what's 1 times 2? 2. So we have 5 over 2. But this is an improper fraction. How do I change this to a mixed number? Divide. 5 divided by 2. Can they see this on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times does 2 go into 5? Twice. Subtract and get 1. So remember, the number on top becomes your whole number. The remainder is your numerator. And what you divided by is your denominator. So if we're talking like this is city blocks that you have to walk, how far are you going to have to walk to get from point C to point D? 2.5 miles. Kind of a far walk. But that's kind of the process we're going to go through a few times this week, talking about distance between places. This is going to give us all the answers, so we're going to skip it. I don't know that I really want to do all of these. I know. Yes, you can go to the bathroom. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, we can finish it. I just don't know that I want to. I don't. It's kind of boring. Yeah, but it's not difficult. So I'm trying to find a better way to do this. Let's see. I'm gonna go look. Hang on.
I have no idea what.
Yeah, it's loading. Okay, so we're gonna start with the simple quizzes while I try and find one that's similar to what I need to do. Okay. So I want you guys to go ahead and get logged into this one. Okay. Can we go for it? Yeah, you can turn in the notes. That's fine. Go ahead and get logged into this quizzes. It's just about coordinate points and ordered pairs. And no, be your name. So go ahead and get logged into the quizzes. And then while you guys are doing that, I'm gonna see if I can find a different one. No, one that actually is about the standard. Okay, so go ahead and get logged into this for now. Go ahead and get logged in. How are you doing? Or are you asleep right there? Well, he's out of sleep. Okay, go ahead and get logged in, please.
I like to smash. I like to smash squirrels that are on the tree. Smash squirrels. Oh, I'm not the ugly avocado anymore. I want to be the ugly avocado. No.
Okay, waiting on 2 more people. 1 more person. Is it you? Are you in?
Yeah.
Alex? Nobody else is in. It might be somewhat. Okay, so this one, I don't know how long it is. I'm gonna have you guys just work on it for a few minutes until I find one that's gonna actually be about what we were just working on. This one is about graphing ordered pairs, what the origin is, where points are on the quadrant plane, so coordinate plane. So do your best on this one. He was doing pretty good on this one. I'm not stopping it. You guys are doing pretty good. I could not find the quizzes to go with what we're doing. So we'll just do another one that's kind of similar. And then we'll be done for the day. Hopefully tomorrow is better. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one so that we can do one more. Our winners were, so in third we had Charlie, Maddie got second, and Alan got first. Because it's his name backwards. Yeah. For mastery, we got quite a few of you guys that mastered that standard. Pretty good. Good. All right. Let's see.
I thought it was a girl name. If you just really think about it.
Remember a few years ago, someone named it Queen Ashley and ABC.
Really?
All right, let's try this one. It's only 10 questions. We'll do this one and be done for the day. For math, I will look at, oh wait, I didn't mean to hit start. Anyway, get logged in. I'll look at tomorrow's and see if it's better. Today's stuff kind of sucks. I'm gonna stop our recording here because we don't need to record.